Our guest today is a very special guest, Michael Zammit, or sometimes known as Michael Z. Zammit, or Michael iż-Żiffa, is actually the person behind our signature tune. And what a great signature tune, Michael. Thank you so much for your time today. Just mentioned the signature tune. Let's start with that.
Sure.
How did you come up with such a great signature tune that says Malta?
Okay, so what I basically did, I thought about the culture. I thought, well, we can't really go Anna, because it's been done many times before. But I thought being a little bit Maltese are very much into the folk sort of, kind of music from way back. And I thought if I can combine a little bit of modern with a little bit of guitar, sort of acoustic folky sort of sound, I thought it might be the best way to go. I like the Lumineers, so I gave it like a bit of a modern Lumineers kind of a feel. Used some tabla drums, obviously acoustic guitars in there, and it just fell together. I had an idea of what you guys wanted,
and I think
awesome. It worked out. I think it works pretty good. Yeah.
Now tell us more about you as a musician. A lot of people, especially Maltese people, and we will mention him in a few minutes, know your father very, very well, and that's Charlie Zammit. And in that Maltese accent, Charlie Zammit. But tell us about yourself. How did you start in music?
I started at a very young age, Marlene. Come from a musical family. I started playing drums when I was about 7 years old. Obviously, my dad being in the music industry.
So that was a big influence.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I used to, obviously when Dad's band used to play around, I was always kind of, following them around, and I always stood at the side of the stage watching them play, and it was something that I always wanted to do. Had the opportunity to take some drum lessons when I was about 7. I played drums for many, many years, joined my father's band at 14. Had a few other little kind of school bands going then, and then at a later age, when I was about 17, 18, I kind of really wanted to get into the production side of things. So Mum and Dad, both of them fantastic. They were very supportive, helped me out in buying some recording equipment, and basically really started from there. But, still active playing, in the live scene. These days I play guitar and sing in a covers band, so I'm still loving that.
Tell us more about your father. As I said, the Maltese know your father very well, and obviously he's been a big influence in your life, and not only in your life, even in your son's lives as well now, because they're budding musicians.
Absolutely. Kulħadd jafu l-missieri kemm hawnhekk ġo l-Awstralja u anke ġo Malta. Missieri jagħmel ħafna xogħol mhux biss fil-komunità imma anke fil-entertainment l-entertainment business li għandna hawnhekk.
Kienu kol xandar fuq ir-radju?
Xandar, many years.
Radju komunitarju?
That's right, yes. Għamel ħafna teatrini u hekk minn meta kien tifel żgħir. Oh, insomma, he started me doing this, so, and we kept going from there, yes.
U naf li issa qed tkun ħafna aktar involut fil-komunità wkoll.
Ejwa.
Qabel forsi iktar kien missier. Għandek dik xi ħaġa emozjonanti għalik li tkun fil-komunità.
Għandi dik il-connection issa li missieri ħallina hemm ħafna klabbijiet tal-Maltin li qed jisaqsuni biex immur inkanta għalihom, nagħmlu ħafna festival banda wkoll biex nipprova
Iżżomm dik il-connection.
Iżżomm il-connection, mhux biss bil-komunità Maltija, ma dik il-connection li ta' missieri, you know what I mean? Għax urini kollox li naf. Allura, it's time for me to give something back to the community.
So Michael is saying that he's involved more now. Michael has lost his father not that long ago, who was very involved in the Maltese community. And Michael is feeling the need to go back to the community and show his appreciation towards the Maltese community. So you sing in Maltese and you sing in English as well.
Yes.
So what do you feel more comfortable in? Singing Maltese because it comes back to you so naturally, or English because, hey, you're Australian after all?
I love the Maltese language. I love the Maltese songs.
And you kept it as well.
Look, I did. Look, I try my best to anyway. We speak English at home because my wife is not Maltese. My kids are born here. So, there is that sort of gap there where we can't be speaking Maltese all the time. But any opportunity that I do have, I really like to explore the language. But getting back to what what you're saying. I think, see, I grew up with Maltese music because my father performed it all the time. You know, and especially the older Maltese music, like I'm talking like your Tony Gauchis, your, you know, Dominic Grech. Yeah. Although I grew up with all that sort of stuff, and believe it or not, all the Maltese functions that we play at, it's all that older stuff that we play anyway, because for some reason it's the music that is stuck.
Yeah.
In the community. There's some great music coming out of Malta. But most of it is English. There's a lot of really nice new Maltese songs as well, but for some reason, it's those classic songs that have stuck in the Maltese community. And when we perform them, you know, I love it.
Everyone's up on their feet, I'm sure.
and I'm as happy as Larry singing in Maltese, and then obviously, you know, the English stuff, well, that sort of comes even more natural. I mean, I was born here, so...
Now, we're here in your studio, Airwaves Studio, and I know you've worked with so many artists and musicians, and you play so many instruments. How many instruments do you play?
Probably, well, none of them really that well. No. Look, I probably play probably about a good half a dozen instruments. So,
oh my God. Yeah. And did you train yourself?
The only one I went to lessons for was drum lessons, but everything else I kind of taught myself as I was going, you know, sort of, you know, down the path. Grew up with a rehearsal studio at home. You know, Dad's bands and my uncle's band would rehearse there, so there was always instruments at my disposal.
Yeah.
So straight after school bag went down, straight into the music room. And that's, so basically... And
it must feel good to have control of all these instruments and produce what you really want to produce. Because I know you put your heart and soul in your productions. I know it.
Always. Yeah. Always.
Well, what about your kids? I know that they've been gigging with you as well at Maltese functions.
The boys. Well, the boys are doing quite well. They're 16. Well, the triplets are 16 now, but two of the boys, the two boys, one of them plays drums, one of them plays guitar, and they're becoming pretty good, you know. I think the next generation is always better.
Yeah.
You know, kind
of
quicker.
Tell them, but...
No, we don't tell them that. But look, you know, my boys are doing really, really well, and I have had the opportunity to do a couple of shows with them. Yeah. So I'm encouraging them to explore as much musical, the musical journey. You know, whether it be playing Maltese functions, whether it be playing bars, whether it be just playing in the room with a bunch of mates and kind of learning together and just enjoying the journey, I guess. They're doing really well, the boys. Really, really good. Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing them gigging with you even more in the future.
Absolutely.